Hello, and welcome back to Ancient Cryptics. Today, we are going to be talking about and telling the story of a certain yokai from Japan. She's said to be a very beautiful woman wearing a surgical mask, but in reality is a monster underneath, rumored to have a mouth torn apart to look like a smile, a slit mouth to be exact. This is the story of Kuchisake Onna, the slit mouth lady. In the ancient lands of Japan, where the Japanese people roam freely and go about in their daily lives, amongst giant metropolitan areas with tall skyscrapers standing proudly and tall like a concrete jungle. When the clock strikes midnight and the streets are dark, empty, there's no one, nothing but the sound of the wind blowing and the sound of leaves rustling. Whoever is walking between alley alone will be met by a tall woman, appears to be in her late 20s and to her early 30s, and is 6 feet tall. She's wearing a trench coat and wears a surgical mask. Is she sick? Or is she not? She's not sick. She's hiding a dark secret under that mask. Once when you encounter her, she will then ask you a specific question. Am I pretty? If you say yes, she'll take off the mask to reveal a large injury on her face with a hole torn across her whole jaw, resembling a giant smile, with her teeth being exposed as bright as day, with blood seeping from her gums, the blood being as maroon as wine. She has a slit mouth, revealing her monstrous nature underneath. She then asks you back the question, am I pretty? The question now is filled with anger and violence. Should you answer yes again, she'll grab a pair of scissors from her trench coat and slice you and slit you again until you are lifeless and, well, you're dead. She wants to make you look like her. But then there's a second option. What if you say no, you may ask? No is a worse option, because when you say no, she'll let you free. But sometimes, according to legends, she'll stalk you way back home until you reach her home. And while you're sleeping, proceed to kill you. There's no other way to avoid her. But then, according to some historians and myths, there's a way to avoid her. It's to say, I don't know, a simple I don't know. It will confuse her, and she'll try to understand what you mean by I don't know. She will think and be confused, and when she's distracted, you'll have time to escape her grasp. If you have candy, that's great, because you can throw the candy to somewhere far away. And according to myths, Kuchisake Onna is a big fan of candies, and she'll follow the candies and will try to eat it, being distracted once again. Once she's distracted, get out of there and don't look back, because she eats fast. And if she notices you, well, you're doomed. It is said that Kuchisake Onna was originally a beautiful woman. She was a very, very kind and warm-hearted person. One day, she met a man. The man what appeared to be kind and generous on the outside, but on the inside is a vengeful monster. One day, he got into a fight. The fight was so bad, the husband lost his mind, grabbed a pair of scissors, and proceeded to do the unthinkable. He then proceeded to stab the woman and slid a large smile and hole across her face. She pleaded for mercy, but it was too late. The husband delivered one last final blow to her throat, which kills her and ends her life right then and there. Her vengeance as a spirit lives on as Kuchisake Onna, and she will try to get revenge on as many people as possible by slicing them in the throat. Those are her victims, and her victims are usually men, as men remind her of her abusive husband. Some legends even go far as to claim that her husband cheated on her after her death, fueling her vengeance more. Kuchisake Onna is a permanent reminder on what happens when one takes an argument too far, or when vengeance consumes the mind. It's also worth noting that she's also the representation on what should we do when we're facing a situation where someone or something evil tries to deceive you into, well, falling into this trap. That's the end of Cryptic Tales. If you want to learn and hear more stories about creepy legends and encounters of the supernatural world, subscribe. Thank you.